A big WWE betrayal officially seems to be underway real soon, so we'll see what's going on there. We'll also check out the latest with The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and much more. Starting things off with the all-new interesting developments for the major Damage Control storyline. A big pivotal part of this storyline in recent weeks has been revolving around Dakota Kai. Dakota wasn't there the week that Damage Control attacked and betrayed Bayley. She claimed she had no idea about their plans and how she wasn't there due to a doctor's appointment to check up on her injured knee. Bayley was originally a bit suspicious about Dakota's excuse, but after Dakota defended Bayley and chased Damage Control away with a chair, Bayley seemed to be gaining a tiny amount of confidence and trust in Dakota Kai. But the week after that, we saw Bayley backstepping a bit with her confidence and trust levels in Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai told Bayley that Damage Control was coming after her for helping Bayley, and how she needs Bayley's help against them. And at the time, we went over how Dakota Kai's line delivery in that segment definitely sounded like it was a trap and a setup. And to Bayley's credit, she caught on to that and wasn't so quick to jump and help Dakota Kai with that situation. So since Bayley didn't help Dakota Kai, we saw what was the next steps in Damage Control's big plan. Dakota Kai was seen backstage limping and needing assistance to walk to the medical room. But the other major thing to keep in mind is that at no time did we ever see Damage Control attacking Dakota Kai on camera. That entire alleged backstage brawl took place off camera, which instantly makes everyone question the legitimacy of Dakota Kai being attacked by them. Because if we didn't see it take place on camera, how do we really know if that moment actually took place? Or if Dakota Kai is faking that she was attacked as part of a much bigger plan? So that's the big question that's hanging over this entire situation. But Bayley eventually visits the medical room, and it looks like Bayley is buying what she sees from Dakota Kai being in the medical room. Bayley is just like us. She didn't witness this alleged attack at all. But she sees Dakota's condition, and it's enough for her to believe the story. Bayley believes that Damage Control did viciously attack Dakota Kai, and now Dakota has Bayley's full trust, which is a good thing if Dakota Kai is an innocent person. But it is a scary thing if Dakota Kai is still working for Damage Control and is against Bayley. WWE then dropped the major bombshell that Dakota Kai is cleared to compete. It's a piece of news that fans have been waiting a long time for. Dakota Kai suffered a torn ACL last spring, and everyone kind of figured that she was quickly approaching her medical clearance any day now, and her clearance has now just been confirmed. Dakota Kai's first match back in action in nearly a year will be teaming up with Bayley to take on Asuka and Kairi Sane on SmackDown. So it's a major deal because everyone has been waiting for Dakota Kai's clearance, especially over the last few weeks of major teases and hints, such as Dakota Kai filming promotional material for WrestleMania 40 while wearing her full ring gear. So it's a moment everyone was highly expecting and anticipating, and it's finally here. Even long before Damage Control split up, we always discuss how Dakota Kai's clearance and return to the ring could be another game-changing part in the storyline, and that idea still appears to be true. Dakota Kai is back in action alongside Bayley, but obviously something doesn't feel right. Now that we've had several weeks of seeing Dakota Kai trying to prove that the group hates her as much as they hate Bayley, we can also point out lots of hints and teases there that appear to be giving away which side Dakota Kai is really on. Like the night of Damage Control's split, Dakota Kai suspiciously wasn't present for that big moment, potentially on purpose, as part of the group's backup plan, and that the following week, sure, Dakota Kai chases away Damage Control with a chair, but go back and rewatch that segment, and you'll notice that Dakota Kai doesn't land a single chair shot of any kind on any Damage Control member. Another potential hint that she was working with them and knew not to actually hit them with the chair, but to sell Bayley on the idea that she was at least trying to hit them with the chair. And then we had this alleged brutal backstage attack from Damage Control to Dakota Kai that didn't take place on camera and had no witnesses. once again making it appear that everything there with that situation is also being faked, since we have no proof of any physical contact taking place between Dakota Kai and Damage Control. So if you take all that into consideration, that basically appears to be fully confirming that Dakota Kai is not on Bayley's side and could reveal her true colors and allegiance to Damage Control sometime during that tag team match that's coming up. And also, like many fans have pointed out, Dakota Kai does have a bad history deceiving her previous partners and betraying them in big moments. So it definitely fits Dakota's character and persona if she was to do the same exact thing once more and have Bayley be her newest betrayed teammate. This is what everyone is expecting to see, and every single hint so far appears to be leaning in this direction as well. So the tag team match could be when we finally get the big reveal of what Dakota Kai and Damage Control have been plotting together. And it'll really make the fans feel for Bayley, because Bayley wouldn't have one single friend to help her take on 4 of her former faction members. So it really sets up some major odds for Bayley to overcome at WrestleMania. How can she get by 4 individuals that know her so closely to win her first piece of WWE gold since the Thunderdome era all those years ago? If Bayley is able to get the job done at WrestleMania, it would be pretty poetic, because her creation went rogue, tossed her out, and in the end Bayley would still be able to dismantle her own creation, conquer them, and win that title at WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens next in this story, but for the time being, it seems that Bayley has stepped into the trap and is right where Damage Control wants her to be, which is pretty scary. Elimination Chamber also played a big role in advancing the current situation between the Bloodline, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins. Cody Rhodes took some time during the Grayson Waller effect to make the big announcement that he was officially calling out The Rock to a one-on-one match anytime, any place. And it's already being announced that The Rock will be appearing on SmackDown on March 1st. So could we expect to hear an answer to Cody's challenge on that show? And like we've been discussing for several weeks, the little WrestleMania 40 trailers WWE has been airing features some new shots of The Rock being in full ring gear, which has been leading fans to believe that despite the match with Roman being off the card, that The Rock would still be competing in the ring in some fashion at WrestleMania 40. And now we have Cody Rhodes calling out The Rock to a singles match. So could that be the match that takes place on night 1? Cody Rhodes ends up being the only one that works double duty and takes on The Rock and Roman Reigns in back-to-back nights. Or could the story continue to develop and morph from here on out, and eventually turn into the match that WWE has been hinting at since the press conference, and that's the match of The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. So that appears to be the 2 options right now, Cody versus The Rock or the big tag team match. It looks like, considering the issues between Cody and The Rock right now, they'll definitely have the chance to put their hands on each other in one of those 2 potential matches. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.